Welcome to Skin Deep here on Sirius XM Radio, channel 141 HUR Voices. I'm your host, Sharrarne Morton, and I am excited to be here with you as always. And when I finish telling you who my guest is today, you're going to be excited too. We have the super talented Lamman Rucker on the show with me. Can you believe it, y'all? You all know him from Tyler Perry's Why Did I Get Married? Meet the Browns, also Greenleaf on the Oprah Winfrey Network, and scores of other movies and TV shows. And we have him right here on SiriusXM Radio to talk about his new project called The Black Hamptons on BET Plus. It's not only starring Lamman, it has a cast of super celebrities like Vanessa Bell Calloway, Elise Neal, Brian White, Karan Riley, and so many more. And this show is Carl Weber's newest series. So if you know anything about Carl Weber, you know that this is going to be really good. The Black Hamptons is going to be great. I've seen the trailer and it looks like it's going to have everyone sitting on the edge of their seats. So, as I always say, we're going to be doing more than just scratching beneath the surface. You know, here on Skin Deep, we're always talking about Black skin and how beautiful it is and how beautiful we are as a people. And by the way, folks, email me at skindeepradioshow@gmail.com or go to SharronMorton.com and tell me what you think about the show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with information you just can't afford to miss and the wonderfully talented actor Lamman Rucker here on Skin Deep. Welcome back to Skin Deep. As we mentioned, or as I mentioned before the break, I have the extremely talented actor, Mr. Lamman Rucker, on the show with me today. Ladies, I know you're swooning, but do that while checking out Lamon's new show, The Black Hamptons, on BET Plus, coming soon. We can't wait to see it. Welcome to the show, Lamman. Congratulations on this project. Tell us about the show and your role.
Well, Sharron, thanks for having me. Hello, everybody. Glad to be here. Always a pleasure to come and hang out. And, so congratulations with everything, Skin Deep, and, all the love you show the DC area, of course. So shout out to HUR and all the family there. So Black Hamptons is a really exciting project. So it's a 4-part limited series right now from Tridestin Studios, BET Networks, Paramount Global. I'm also associate producer along with Vanessa Bell Calloway. And it's an incredible project written by Carl Weber from the Carl Weber, something new now from the Carl Weber universe, and with all the urban media family out there and the folks who are such big fans of his work. Him writing and executive producing this just takes it to another level. So my character's name is Anthony Johnson. He's a CEO of a big time tech firm that specializes in mobile technology and this, cutting edge drone technology. He's the new, hot guy in the tech world. So he and his wife kind of represent, that new money, new age technology money. We've got 2 beautiful kids, Tyler and Gabrielle, and they're, kind of late teens, early 20s. And, we come to the Hamptons to stake our claim, if you will, and, be a part of the beauty and in particular, the rich legacy and history of Sag Harbor. Is something that we wanted to be a part of. We're very adamant about building things with other beautiful, wonderful, brilliant, progressive, Black people and people of color and good people, period. So where else better to do that than Sag Harbor, right? Summer in the Hamptons.
Right.
However, when we get there, not long after we've been there, we kind of rustle the wrong feathers, if you will, and we bump heads with the Britton family, who are headed by the matriarch of the family, Vanessa Bell Calloway, and her 2 sons, run their business, and they're big money folks. They're multi-generational wealth folks. They own the largest Black bank in the country, and they own a lot of Sag Harbor. They own a lot of people's mortgages. They've got political power, financial power, social status, and social power. So it ends up kind of being that old money versus new
New
money
money.
power dynamic. The new kids on the block versus the folks who have been there and already kind of entrenched and have power and reputation. And, there's a little bit of greed and ego uh, and those kind of power plays. But there are a lot more progressive things that'll happen as well. But the conflict begins there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Human
you're
nature.
Romeo and Juliet. I mean, we've seen the family feud dynamic in many
Yeah,
ways. So
yeah.
it's high stakes. It's big money. It's glamour. It's mansions and yachts and
I
beautiful
love
people
it.
and
I
fancy
love it.
clothes and fast cars and you know and all of that. So
I love
just
that you're bringing
yeah,
it to,
sophisticated, beautiful
yeah,
people, but they got some things to work through. So there's a
yeah.
whole lot of entanglement happening, that's for sure.
That word entanglement. But I like that, you're bringing it to the big screen, BT and Carl Weber and this wonderful cast that has come together. Just 10, 15 years ago, we didn't see this on television, Black folks, living like this. We saw it back in the day when I was coming up, Dynasty. And, I was so
Right,
happy when they finally put like Diane Carroll, a black face,
right,
on
right.
Dynasty. And she was the
That's right.
baddest one of them all, if you ask me.
That's right.
So
Yeah, because she's
to
because she's
see that,
bad.
because she's
There's
bad,
only one
right?
Diane Carroll. There's
May
only
she rest
one.
in peace. That's
Bless her
right.
heart. Yep.
Yeah. And so to see that now, it's almost normal to watch shows and see all of this wonderful black excellence and education and money and clothes. It's just a beautiful thing. And the other thing that I really like is that you talk about Sag Harbor. A lot of people don't understand the history
Right.
behind Sag Harbor, that it's where black folks summered because they weren't allowed to go anywhere else. And so you bringing that to the screen as well is almost educational, if you ask me. Did you all shoot on location?
Unfortunately, not. So because of
Ah,
COVID, we had to keep everything kind of encapsulated on the West Coast.
oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, we kept it on the West Coast in the fall, so that it looked like summer on the East
Right,
Coast.
right, right, right.
Yeah, so
Well,
that was the cheat. But
yeah,
that's what we do in this business all over the place.
yeah, yeah.
Where something is actually shot and where it's set are often two very, very different places. So
And talking about this business, show business, you've been in it for a long time. I mean, you're a veteran. Everybody knows you, knows your face. It's hard work. It looks glamorous, but nobody really knows the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into it.
through that.
And before we started the show, we were talking about how you're from here, the DMV, where I am, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. For those folks who don't know the DMV, and you went to Duke Ellington High School in Washington, D.C. You're familiar with WHUR. Tell us how you got your start. What made you get into acting?
Well, both of my parents are also artists, and in addition to that, and just kind of being always engulfed in culture and music and art and theater and dance, and I mean, I was just completely surrounded and immersed in that stimuli all throughout my life. Even
Hmm.
if I tried to get away from it, I wouldn't have been able to, because literally both of my parents, it was such a big part of their lives, although they have other, you know, um, obviously other facets to their personalities and their identities. That was a very, very big part of it. So I was actually born in the city of Pittsburgh. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so there was a company by the name of the Pittsburgh Black Theater Dance Ensemble, and it incorporated all of these art forms in it on a regular, ongoing basis. And
Hmm.
and everyone who came in and through that dance company at any point in time, whether it was musicians, writers, those were all extended family. So
Yeah,
I grew
yeah.
up with some of the most brilliant people, you could imagine, that were friends, or like I said, aunties, uncles, big cousins, or babysitters and all that. I was literally born into this environment. So
Oh, okay. So you had
that
no
was a
choice.
very big part of it from the very beginning. But
Yeah.
I firmly believe that everybody on the planet, regardless of what kind of environment you're born into or immersed into, everybody has a creative spirit. And
Mhm.
no matter what it is, whether it's, you or Rodney over there, in the shadows doing his thing, whether you see people out front or you see people in the back. I always say, whether you're on the cover, or you're the small print, it's in some form, whether you're in this business or even outside of it, our creative, gifts manifest themselves in a variety of different ways in life.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it just so happens that I had the opportunity to have being a performing artist modeled for me. I had access to education. Thank God for Mike Malone and Peggy Cooper K. Fritz for
Oh,
founding the Duke Ellington School, for
yes.
all the other brilliant people around the world and around the country who have made a similar kind of commitment to making sure this level of quality education and self-expression, and safety and security and discipline and all these things were made available to us. I couldn't help but thrive, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in a
Yeah.
very, very privileged environment and environments all my
Mhm.
life. So
Yeah.
it all really kind of stems from there. But there's so many other stories to tell, and there's so many stories in between my date of birth and my high school experience and since, that are
Right,
all part of
right.
the same enrichment, right? All part of this journey of being a, like I said, being a creative spirit and being
Yeah.
somebody who loves to tell stories and who loves to represent, um, Black people and other people of color throughout the diaspora
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
dynamic, beautiful, beautiful way, telling our
Yeah.
stories and then sharing, like you said, a lot of the historical and educational information there is to share too. Like that's
Yeah.
one of the best parts about
It
what I
really
do.
is. Yeah, because so much of it has been hidden from us or taken away from us.
Yeah,
So it's good now that we control our own narratives and we can share all of that beautiful information and beautiful history about our
yeah,
beautiful
as much as
people
possible,
as much as
100%.
possible. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why, we're doing Skin Deep, because that's exactly what we want to do. We want to share the history and the
No, I
beauty of
love that.
Black
I love
people.
that title. I love it. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
and
So we're gonna.
you're the perfect,
Oh,
example of it. So you've been,
thank you.
yeah, wonderful work, and you look gorgeous. So,
Oh, thank you.
congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, Lamont. So we're going to take a break in a few minutes, but when we come back from break, Lamont, I kind of want to talk about your big break. When did you get your big break? What were you doing? And then, of course, what was it like working for Tyler Perry and then working, for Oprah Winfrey? You've just been so blessed to work with the giants. And, I don't call these giants just because they're so successful. I call them giants because they have employed so many brilliant and beautiful Black people, and we don't have to depend on other people to employ us anymore. We have our own studios and our own production companies, and that's just what's so exciting. So when we come back from break, I want you to talk a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
My pleasure.
So, folks, look, stay tuned. We have Lamman Rucker on the show, the fabulous actor Lamman Rucker. He's done it all, and he has a new show called The Black Hamptons coming out on BET Plus soon. So we got to tune into that. We got to support each other. So
August
stay tuned.
25th.
Yes, August 25th. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to Skin Deep. As we mentioned before the break, I have the talented actor, Mr. Lamman Rucker, on the show. And listen, he has been educating us on everything that's Black and that's beautiful. I can't wait to do this next segment because he's going to be telling us all about, working for the great Tyler Perry and the wonderfully great Oprah Winfrey. You can't get any better than that, right, Lamman?
Hey, I got to admit, I told you before how, I know how privileged I've been. And yeah, those were two great experiences. They're two incredible people, wonderful people to work with, to work for, and to share their vision and to build on their vision and to be a part of both environments. And at such a early stage, of some of the things that they were both building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
very proud of them, and very proud to have had the privilege to work with such giants, as you said. So
Yeah.
so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want you to know that we're proud of you as well. We're
Oh,
proud of all of
sweet.
these Black actors that
Thank
are
you.
out here, making a difference and showing up in a positive light. It's great to see that, and it's great that Mr. Perry and Miss Winfrey gave you those opportunities. But what was your first big break? When was your first big break, and what was it that you did?
Well, I would actually consider that the Temptations
Oh,
miniseries. Yeah.
yeah.
So, um, and yeah, that's like that's almost 20. That's 20 going years ago. You know what I mean? So,
Right, right.
but yeah, and it's funny. Even to this day, there's people who look back on it and they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't even." I now now that they may know me as well as they do, they look back and they realize they've been in love with this movie all this time, and it never clicked that that I'm Jimmy Ruffin, right? So,
Right, right.
um, so yeah, that's what I would really attribute as kind of my first big break. I remember I was still in school, um, and I remember the whole audition process and how
Right.
challenging that was, and the ups and downs of that. And again, that's how long I've known Vanessa.
Wow.
There's several people in that film. We've been friends ever since. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's really cool too. But yeah, I would attribute that to the Temptations.
And speaking of Vanessa and all of the other wonderful actors and actresses that have been around for a long time, Black Hollywood is a small community. And, it's a good thing when you look up and you see people that you grew up with or that started out with you, over 20 years ago, and they're still doing the damn thing and they're still looking good. You guys are still looking great, still looking young and just have really reached the pinnacle of success where we can call you bona fide Hollywood movie stars. How does that feel?
It's incredibly gratifying, especially especially your first part of that, which is looking around at the people that you did it with.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think a lot of people can spend a lot of time patting themselves on the back. Fans can lead people to believe it's all about them. And uh, oh, I'm all this and I'm all that. But what we do is such an incredible team effort. There's so many people involved. There's so
Hmm.
many decisions that have to be made. Uh, and yeah, there's certain things that, yeah, I can pat myself on the back, with maybe, but there's so many more opportunities to say thank you. And there's so many
Right.
more people that I'm grateful for, and that I appreciate them nodding in my direction, or taking the risk on me, or believing, you know what, no, Lammon's the right guy for this role, or
Yeah.
I trust him. I
Yeah.
know what that he can deliver. I know he'll take this to the next level, or whatever those stops and that kind of thing is. It means a lot for people to believe in you, to trust your skill, to trust your discipline, to trust your gift. Um,
That's right.
the people
Yeah.
know, I think I have a reputation of being somebody that's great to work with. I bring a great energy and vibe and
That's
personality and positivity and leadership and things like that to a set. I like to have a lot of fun, so I try to bring fun and laughs and jokes and positive energy.
that's
And at the
good.
same time, if there's something happening that I think is BS, I'm gonna call it like it is, and I'm gonna stand up for the people that need to be protected. So
Yeah, that's
that's
good.
that's that's what I believe is right, and I appreciate the people who have respected how I do my thing, and what my thing is, and that's all you
Right.
can really do is do your thing.
That's
This is
right.
this is me being me. These are my interpretations of the characters that I portrayed, um, and but I always try to do that not just with my selfish idea of what it is I want to do, but really understanding, okay, what are we doing? What are we
Yeah.
trying to do? What's important here? Like I said earlier, what are we building? You know, What is this
Right.
supposed to be about? What are we trying to stand for? And how can I best serve the work, the role, the purpose, the
Yeah. Yeah.
institution, all of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Yeah.
our people, our community, and the like. So it's
That's a
been
lot.
incredibly
That's a
gratifying
lot.
to do that with friends and people you love and like and respect.
Right. I have two adult daughters, and my husband and I always tell them, listen, people work with people that they like and that they trust. And so for you to have been working for so long on so many large and small projects, obviously people like you and they trust you. They like the energy that you bring to the set. And it's a good thing because I know that a lot of people who probably could have had opportunities, but maybe they didn't bring that same kind of energy. And I can feel it just talking to you. The other thing, too, is a lot of times I believe that you are where God wants you to be. You're doing exactly what God wants you to do. And you don't take it lightly, you don't take it for granted. You understand the role that you play and you understand the responsibility that you have to
That's the
so
word.
many people that came before us, right?
That's
So many
right.
Black actors and actresses, Sidney Poitier, Ruby Dee, Oscar. I could go on about all of the Black actors and actresses that came before us and whose shoulders you beautiful actors and actresses today stand upon. So I can feel that you understand that
I
responsibility.
appreciate that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I
that very
really do.
much. That's incredibly important. The choices that we make are key, but also understanding, like you said, where the creator has placed you to serve, you know, serve that light, to serve that love, to serve
Yeah,
that, that
yeah,
energy, and understanding that you're just a vessel. You're just here channeling that light,
exactly,
channeling that spirit, channeling that
exactly.
energy, and I hope that other people get something from it, and that it inspires the light in them to then go and give them permission, right, and the opportunity to do the same.
Yeah,
So
it does. It
yeah,
definitely does. And when I got the
and I was
opportunity,
blessed to have great examples. So
right,
it's just a continuous cyclical process, I think.
right,
you
yeah,
know but yeah,
yeah,
big responsibility.
right,
No doubt about it. I don't take it
right.
lightly. Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I
And
mean,
so,
and you mentioned Greenleaf, earlier
yes,
when we were chatting a little offline. I mean, even just something that significant is when you even start talking about, the church, right? I mean, there's so many ways that show could have gone wrong and could have
right,
gone left,
right,
so to speak,
right,
right?
right.
Um, but yeah, based,
It
the
didn't.
people that were in our leadership, our writers, our executive producers, again, obviously Oprah at kind of the top of the pyramid, if you will.
Hmm.
Um, Being in good hands is key, but we all understood, again, the role, the function, of the responsibility to make sure that we served the kingdom of God with the right kind of love and respect. At the same time, we served the truth, and we
Right,
served our people, and we served our children and one another and our ancestors and other people who have, like you said, died, suffered, sacrificed themselves, or sometimes even unfairly put themselves in harm's way because they had to keep up appearances or what have you.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a real kind of, it was a very delicate space to operate in, but I'm absolutely thrilled that people
yeah.
received it so well
Oh,
and saw
yeah.
the purity of the message and the intention
I
behind
loved
it. And
it.
as opposed to
Yeah.
getting beat up by fake leaders all over the world, instead they were our biggest fans.
Right.
So yeah,
I
so
loved it.
that
I was one of your biggest fans and the show's biggest fans. The Greenleaf kept me sitting on the edge of my
thank you,
seat.
thank you, and
Yes.
thanks for praying for Jacob and standing by him through it all.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Well,
Trouble Jacob.
trouble, Jacob, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
real.
Well, you know what, Lamont, this has been a wonderful, wonderful time. You have just been so transparent. We can't thank you enough for being on the show on Skin Deep. I hope later down the road you'll come back.
Anytime,
Yes, thank you. I'm
anytime.
just excited about the Black Hamptons. I can't wait to see it. And
Well, I can't wait too. So listen, every time, every season, when we come back for season two,
yes,
right now this is just a 4-part limited series, but things go well. And again, please, all your watchers and listeners, please tune in, show some love. BET Plus, August 25th. at midnight. So you can, if you're up late on the 24th, after midnight, this show should be ready to go at your fingertips. Understand we'll have 2 episodes available on the 25th, and then another 2 episodes available after that. But please spread the word, show love, stay in touch at Black Hampton's BET on social, and I'm at Lamman Rucker Official. So stay in touch. Let us know what you think. Like I said, spread the word, spread the love, but more importantly, watch the show, enjoy it, have some fun with us, enjoy yourself. And wherever I am, if I'm in your neck of the woods, please come out, see me, show some love, say hi.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to try to do,
definitely.
some viewing parties and
Oh,
other little,
yeah.
celebrations like that wherever I can. So,
Are you going to
but
be
yeah,
in the
really
Are you
hoping
going to
that
be
we
in the
get the
DMV?
opportunity to build this whole universe out some more. The
You can
same way, you see with some of the other great shows on BT.
Yeah, I hope we can get a chance to talk. Maybe if you're ever in the DMV, we can do something with you at SiriusXM and HUR. Just
Okay,
let
yeah,
me know.
stay in touch with the team, and
Yes, I
with
will.
my manager, you have her information.
I
So
do.
when I'm
Yeah.
back in the area, and actually we're going to try to do a screening up at Ellington School of the
Oh,
Arts.
oh
So
yeah,
if
that'd be
so, make
great.
sure anytime anything's happening in DC that you get an invitation.
Okay, thank you so
All
much
right,
for that.
you're already invited. So
Okay,
you
thank you
don't have
so
to
much.
ask, even if
Okay.
if you hear about it, you just
I'll
reach
reach
out,
out to your
show up.
folks.
That's right.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, well, that's it for now, folks. I'm your host, Sharrarne Morton, here with the very handsome veteran actor, Mr. Lamman Rucker, from the new show, The Black Hamptons, coming to BET Plus. I want everyone to tune in and watch that show because I know you're in for a treat. Thank you so much again, Lamman, for joining me
Absolutely, my
here on
pleasure.
Skin Deep. So, folks, I hope you love today's show. You can hear it on SiriusXM Radio Channel 141 HUR Voices on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, as well as on iTunes, Spotify, and all the streaming platforms. And email me at skindeepradioshow@gmail.com or go to sharronemorton.com and let me know what you think. Thanks again for tuning in on all things that are skin deep.